What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the CotAcasT. My name is Brian Bermudez, and I'm the host of the Craft of the Air podcast, the aviation podcast that expands your knowledge and brings you the untold world of aviation. In each episode, join us on our journey as we explore the horizon of aviation together. I'm so glad that you guys are tuned in for this episode. This is going to be a really good one. We have so much going on in aviation. We're really, it's from industry gatherings to future prospects, promotions, problems. We're diving deep into compelling issues shaping our skies. First destination on this episode of the CotAcasT is going to be the world's largest general aviation gathering in Oshkosh. This is where industry leaders and enthusiasts converge to witness the latest advancements in aviation. We have our field correspondent, Mohammed Hossain, there, and we'll bring him up in a little bit. Some exciting stuff going on in Oshkosh. But while Oshkosh is displaying the best of aviation, the industry is not without turbulence. There are recent trends show increased flight delays and cancellations, pointing towards a chaotic future for flying. We'll examine the causes behind the chaos and the possible solutions to streamline the travel experience. And next on our radar is a surprising trend amongst first officers. Yes, first officers. And many are turning down promotion offers and they're choosing to stay in their current roles. And we'll delve into this phenomenon to understand the reasoning behind their decisions and how this trend might affect the aviation industry. And alongside these challenges, we're also seeing unprecedented opportunities. Boeing's latest projections predict that a staggering demand of, get this, 649,000 new pilots over the next 20 years. However, there's a caveat. The aviation industry is already facing a shortage of 32,000 pilots, mechanics, air traffic controllers. We'll explore the impact of this demand supply gap and the potential strategies for bridging it. First things first, today's episode of the CotAcasT is brought to you by Craft of the Air. Stuck on ideas, looking to facilitate advances in aviation maintenance? Consulting by Coda possesses unique resources to elevate your aviation projects and tasks to new heights. Get comprehensive advice, detailed reports, and cutting-edge data on innovative solutions that empower you to make confident decisions. Are you an A&P student? Need a refresher? Look no further than Cram by Coda. Consolidated reviews of aviation maintenance, a consolidated tailored courses of your choice, and it's led by a certified A&P subject matter expert. It's going to ensure that you're fully prepared to excel in any aviation maintenance exam. With aviation maintenance training and consulting, Coda is a second you when you need it. Your personal aviation assistant for everything in the field of aviation maintenance. Visit www.craftoftheair.com. Again, that's www.craftoftheair.com today and learn everything Coda can do for you. Craft of the Air, our craft is of the air. Like, I lost my place there for a second. So we dive right into it. Now, field correspondent Mohammed Hossain was there. He joined us live from the Oshkosh Airventure, the 70th anniversary of the Airventure. Guys, as you can see, I am joined this is just a very special live episode. We're with our field correspondent, Mohammed Hossain. Mohammed, thank you for coming live to us at the EAA Airventure.
Well, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I cannot explain the vibe, the energy out here. So we just had to get this done. I really wanted Brian to be here, but he couldn't. But I'm here, guys. So you guys aren't actually missing out. And right now, I am standing in the middle, I would say the exact middle of the airgrounds in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And a little backstory to it, EAA Airventure. This takes part once a year in Wisconsin, in Oshkosh. And everything you can think about in aviation gets together here. And it's a festival I was saying that it's Disneyland for us. You know, when you're young and you want to go to Disneyland and you feel like your whole world is in there. This literally is it. So, I mean, we're gonna have a tour around. I'll try to take you guys around and answer some questions if you have any. Right now, the tower right here, I'll show you guys the tower. This tower is the world's busiest control tower. I repeat, world's busiest control tower with more than 10,000 flights coming in every 2 hours. And it literally has a sign that says world's busiest control tower. And over here, you get like, the event is pretty straightforward. You get a pass, you get a ID. Well, I'm coming in as an exhibitor ID. You get a wristband that says, weekly or whichever dates you buy your tickets for. And once you enter, everything's open and you get to go wherever you want. Right now, we're having an air show. We will go into the air show a little later. The air show takes part from roughly 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And there's
Well,
performance all over.
Mohammed, explain the atmosphere because now explain a little bit of the background for a lot of people that don't know about the EAA Airventure. It's located. It's not in the most ideal location.
Right,
Where is
right.
this located? How did you get there? How was the process
So
getting there?
this is actually located in Oshkosh Airport, Oshkosh in Wisconsin. And I understand, like after I got here, with so many planes coming in, that if you were to try doing this somewhere else, you would definitely fail. Like no city, state, or area or a borough would give you permission to have so many aircrafts in the same space. So you come here, you fly. Well, I flew from New York. People are actually flying from all over the country. We have a map around the field here where you put your pin on where you're from. So once you get here, you don't actually have to come here with a flight, with a bus or whatever. If you register beforehand and you own an aircraft, you can fly in. And they have
Mm,
camping grounds and places to park your plane. And in fact, you can even become an exhibitor with your plane. So you are not only flying in, but you can also display your plane to the general public.
interesting.
And once you get here, depends on how you want to stay. You want to camp, you want to rent a hotel, Airbnb. A smart move that the city does is the University of Wisconsin's dorm. They actually turn it into a lodging place for the EAA, and it's governed by the EAA. So they turn that. You can book that. Well, that's where we're staying, and it's basically a dorm that's converted into a hotel
Hmm.
just for this event. And they have shuttle buses running from that dorm to the main EAA grounds all day long. Alongside that, the EAA ground is huge. So yesterday I clocked at 27,000 steps, and that wasn't even half of what this is. So that wasn't even half, and I literally all the walking was right in this area. So that goes one thing. Second thing is in the EA grounds, once you're in here, so they have a tram system to go from place to place. So let's say they have divided it to this is where Boeing Plaza is. This is Boeing Plaza. They have a place for ultralight aircraft. They have a place for warbirds, and they have a place over here for the I believe the campers. So you can go around. And for a seaplane, they even have a seaplane base, which is far south. So they have shuttles running throughout the map, and they have trams running within the EAA grounds. So you won't be, like, oh my God, I want to go there and it's going to take me forever. No.
Now, Mohammed, is there like a set schedule for the air shows, or is it just
Yes.
like you said, everybody flies in as well while the air shows are
Okay.
going on?
So this is a broad topic. So what happens is there's so much happening. Like you can see the excitement in my face. It's so much happening that you literally cannot, like it is impossible to hit everything. And I'll explain you why. Because let's say down in the blue zone, the ultralights, there's a flying thing going on, like fun to fly event. At the same time, a hand prop workshop is going on in the general area. And at the similar time, a sheet metal workshop is running in the hangar area. So literally, you cannot hit everything. There's no way you're hitting everything. And alongside that, so they have this app, is the EAA app, and they have all the schedules there. So what you can do is you go through the whole schedule and see what interests you, right? And you press select, select, select on the ones that interest you. So that by itself will create another filtered schedule on what you're interested in and where that specific event is taking place. So let's say you want to go to a sheet metal workshop and you have it set up on your calendar. It's going to show you 11 p.m. 11 a.m. sheet metal workshop at Hangar C. And you have a map inside the app. You have a physical map as well. Follow the map, get there. And it's really easy to get around. It's not really that hard that, in festivals you get lost. Like, what am I going to go? How am I going to get there? It's not that crazy. It's actually pretty easy to navigate around. And one
What
more
any
thing, you don't really need to
Right.
leave this event for the whole day. They have food stalls, they have shopping centers, they have restaurants, they have playgrounds, everything in here. So you're not leaving, you're staying here.
This is unscripted. Me and Mohammed. Mohammed is live. We apologize when the video quality goes in and out. But I was just about to ask Mohammed, what about food? And so there are food options. When you stay there, you
They're
go in, you can
not
stay there.
only there's food options, you have pretty much everything. You have A&W, you have Papa John's. That's pretty much what we've been eating because it's right outside where we are at. You have Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, all the major fast food restaurants. They're here. They're here, and it's not
Really?
even a long wait. Like you won't believe how fast it is. Like it's not they have one store in the whole field. Every couple of blocks down, they'll have another pop up. They'll have another pop up.
So far, so when did you fly in, Mohammed? You got there on, was it Sunday or
I
Monday?
came in Sunday. I came to Oshkosh Sunday afternoon. But
And
you
tell
can,
and tell
yeah, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. No, I was going to say, I saw you did something very, very fun that first evening, and I wanted you to tell the listeners and viewers about
Oh
this
yes.
very interesting activity that you got to experience.
So this was the first for me. A fly-in theater. There's drive-in theaters, there's the regular theaters we go to. So this is a fly-in theater, and I asked the people, and they said it actually operates all year round. So they have a designated parking space to park your planes. Okay, they have tie-down points and everything. It's a complete setup, and they have an outdoor area where you'll sit and watch a movie and you bring your aircraft in it. So it was a huge area of land where people brought their lounge chairs that we were sitting in the grass everywhere. And it was a screen. I don't know how tall it was. I think what they were saying it was 50 feet. So that's like a 5-story building. That's how big the screen was. And sound quality and everything was great. And we watched Top Gun Maverick. And I've watched outdoor movies and indoor, but that was so awesome. And let me tell you one more reason why. Everyone here, they love aviation. So all those quirky aviation jokes and all those references, no one can understand it better than these people.
It's like this. You found like this brotherhood of people that you just automatically get along with in aviation.
And it was fantastic, really,
to have Mohammed there on the field, just because I couldn't be there, and it was just fantastic to have him there. But really, the aviation industry, they descend on, this is the world's largest. For those of you listening who are may not know about Oshkosh, it's one of the world's largest general aviation gatherings in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And really, the aviation industry enthusiastically, they come together for the world's largest gathering. It's a magnet for experts, pioneers, and they host attendees from really around the globe. They showcase the latest advancements in the aviation industry, and is really, they offer a unique, as we see with Mohammed, a unique opportunity to get a glimpse into the future and the past, and is a great platform for networking and for knowledge sharing amongst industry leaders and innovators, and some great opportunities. So if you didn't get the opportunity to head out to the AirVenture this year, start planning for next year. Moving right along, something very interesting that I wanted to speak about: the future of flying. When we speak about the future of flying, are we speaking about more delays, more cancellations, more chaos? A report by CBS was very interesting to read, and it really highlighted the ongoing chaos in the aviation industry due to flight delays and cancellations. It's it's really been a major headache for travelers. It's not getting better anytime soon. And according to a CBS news investigation, the issues will likely persist for as long as they're saying a decade. A decade. These delays, cancellations, this chaos in the air travel. It's interesting. Transportation Secretary, he was speaking on this, and really taking this serious. And they've they transportation secretary, they've initiated federal investigations into several airlines for their unrealistic scheduling practices. These airlines are overestimating their capacity to handle ticket sales, and it's really leading to disruptions like delays and cancellations. The root cause, really, of the entire mess really lies in a significant shortage of commercial pilots, engineers, air traffic controllers. The numbers are really staggering. A CBS News analyst found that the aviation industry is short roughly 32,000 of these critical professionals, and the gap, and get this, 32,000, and the gap is widening each year. Now, the staffing shortage have been acknowledged by the Department of Transportation as a significant reason behind the surge and in-flight disruptions that have really affected millions of travelers in the recent months. To put that in perspective, delays caused by issues within the airline's control, they've jumped from 5.2%, this was back in 2019, to 7.6% this year in 2023. That is literally thousands of flights each year. During a 4-day period in the summer, a whopping 31,850 flights, almost a third of all the flights nationwide, were delayed. Yeah. Not to mention 6,346 scheduled flights were canceled outright. Now, this is the equivalent of one in every 17 flights. This was a 25% increase in delays compared to last year, and a staggering, get this, 374% increase in cancellations compared to 2019. 374. That's not a typo. I know I did a lot of typing today and reading and speaking, but that's not a typo. 374% increase in cancellations compared to 2019. Some major airlines, like Southwest Airlines, they're already under investigation. However, the problem goes beyond one single airline. It goes way beyond one single airline. In fact, according to data from the U.S. Department of Transportation, and the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. 321 airports have lost some air service. 321, and 16 airports have entirely lost all major commercial flights due to these staffing shortages. Now, the shortage is wider than pilots and affects mechanics and air traffic controllers as well. For instance, the aviation industry is short about 12,800 certified trained engineers, and the trend is expected to worsen. Proper training, certification for mechanics, it can take up to 18 months, 2 years or so. And this is leading to an estimated shortage of 18,000 mechanics in the coming years. I believe those numbers are a bit higher than some reports lead on. And beyond mechanics or engineers and pilots, we speak about air traffic controllers who play a crucial role in ensuring the safety, are also in just a very short supply. There's a need for about 3,000 fully certified air traffic controllers to meet with the current demand, and the situation is becoming dire. Staffing fell well below the FAA's minimum threshold in 20 of 26 critical control towers in the United States. This is big. How did we get here? When you think about that, how did we get to this point? And really, the COVID-19 pandemic, it really played a significant role. The airlines were forced to cut back routes, lay off thousands of workers. This included pilots, maintenance staff, and many of these people opted for early retirement and left the industry altogether. Now that air travel is picking up again. Airlines simply need more personnel to meet with this increased demand. Really one potential solution being explored is attracting a more diverse workforce to aviation careers. Historically, these jobs were dominated by 95% white men. Interesting. And to address this, efforts are being made to encourage women and minorities to consider careers in aviation and this is through scholarships, training programs. We can't deny that this shortage is a complex issue, and it's probably not going to be resolved overnight. But it will require strategic planning and really support at a policy level. The industry is looking for ways to close that gap, but many experts, get this, are saying that it likely won't correct itself until the year 2032. Until 2032 to fully address the pilot shortage and all of these things. It's interesting, flight delays, cancellations in the aviation industry are significant problems, and they're caused by staffing shortages. They're likely to persist for considerable amount of time. This is going to have severe implications for people listening, travel plans, and a lot of people don't want to hear it, but air travel safety. When I think about it, to fix this issue, it really needs to be more concentrated efforts from the government and from the aviation industry to really attract and train more pilots and engineers and air traffic controllers. Really got to hope for a smoother journey ahead. Moving on to our next story, we stay with pilots, and this one's interesting. The first officers are turning down promotion offers. Well, yeah. Now it's a concerning trend in the aviation industry, and it could lead to more flight delays and passenger cancellations. Young pilots seem to prioritize the quote golden moments over the quote golden stripes, and this is apparently causing a shortage of captains. The Regional Airline Association was the first to raise the alarm about the safety. They reported that up to 20% of their flights were canceled due to a shortage of captains. The problem lies in the reluctance of first officers to accept promotions, which can result in life disrupting commutes, unpredictable schedules, and understandably, many young pilots they find these challenges unappealing. This trend is wider than regional airlines, and even major carriers they face similar issues. Now, according to a report, United Airlines has nearly 1,000 unfilled captain positions, and American Airlines twice as many first officers resist the shift to the left seat compared to 7 years ago. Interesting. That's approximately 7,000 officers avoiding promotion over that period. And interesting to tackle the problem, airlines are enhancing pilots' quality of life, and this is through contract improvements. They're also making schedule changes to avoid, exhausting 4 and 5 day grinds that junior captains will often face. And additionally, bonus pay is being offered to compensate for these challenges of the captain's role. Interestingly enough, United CEO Scott Kirby he emphasized on the importance of lifestyle enhancements in their $9 billion contract offer to pilots, and they understand that addressing these concerns is crucial in attracting and retaining. That's important, retaining talented pilots. And similarly, in similar contrast, American Airlines they've recently begun to increase their packages and offer to pilots to the tune of $1 billion, and a significant portion of that is dedicated to working condition improvements. Really, airlines need to find a balance that appeals to young pilots, and while ensuring that they have a smooth operation of all their flights. That the need for more captains it can really have a significant uh, implication for all passengers, and it could lead to more disruptions and inconveniences during air travel. So it's good, by offering better working conditions and by addressing the concerns of these young pilots. The airlines are they hope to create a more sustainable and reliable aviation workforce. It's interesting, the next time that you're experiencing a flight delay or a cancellation, remember there might be more to the story than just weather or technical issues. You know, the choices and the priorities of these young pilots they're playing a significant role in shaping the future of air travel, and we really have to hope that these efforts to improve the pilots' lives they lead to smoother and more enjoyable journey for everybody, really. Now, moving on to the last topic of the CotAcasT, Boeing, one of the biggest companies in aviation world, Boeing predicts, and this is going back to really a big shortage. Boeing is predicting a 20-year demand for 649,000 pilots, and it's interesting. Boeing's forecast they broke down the need for get this 649,000 pilots, 690,000 technicians or MPs, 938,000 cabin crew member. This demand is driven by so many factors. This is including an ongoing wave of retirements, expanding aviation markets, and really particularly in Asia. And it's worth noting that while the demand is global, yeah, only around 20% of these job opportunities will be filled in North America. So, airlines adjust their strategies to meet with staffing needs as traditional sources, like the military charter, regional carriers, you know, and they're all facing a diminishing talent flow. One key approach is ramping up in-house training programs, and Boeing, for instance, is playing its part by developing more efficient and effective training initiatives. Chris Broom is the vice president of commercial training solutions at Boeing Global Services. He emphasized the demand of aviation personnel continues to rise, especially with domestic air travel fully recovered and international traffic nearly back to pre-pandemic levels. Boeing's competency-based training and assessment offerings are designed to ensure this kind of a high-quality training, and this is for both future and current aviation professionals. And it's great, really by embracing this immersive and virtual training solution, that if it can be implemented, the aviation industry, they can look to aim to enhance aviation safety and prepare skilled workers to enter into the workforce and handle this growing demand for air travel. It's interesting. It's so much going on in the world of aviation. As that brings us to the end of our journey today on the CotAcasT, from Oshkosh, the aviation gathering with our field correspondent Mohammed, to the gathering of to these gathering storm of all these issues within aviation, to really the opportunities, the clearing in the sky and the opportunities. It's really clear that you can take from that the aviation, the landscape is evolving. It's really brimming with both hurdles, but also a lot of prospects. You know, it's interesting. We every aviation professional, we have to continue to adapt, learn, push forward. You know, and it's interesting now. For those listening, it's if you're an aviation enthusiast, I wonder, do you have ideas on how to improve air travel? Maybe you're a pilot with insights into the profession, or perhaps you have an opinion on how we can bridge this talent gap in the industry. The CotAcasT wants to hear from you. Join us on social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Drop us an email. Visit www.craftedair.com today. It's your second you when you need it, anything in the field of aviation. And if you go to the contact section, we can get in touch. All right, that about wraps it up for this week's episode of the CotAcasT. Guys, again, if you have not done so, check out the Crafted Air website at www.craftedair.com. Again, that's www.craftedair.com, and get your free initial consultation today. Crafted the Air, our craft is of the air. Again, comments or suggestions about this or future episodes, let's get in touch. Visit that website at www.craftedair.com. Go to the contact section, and you can drop in the subject CotAcasT. Thanks again, guys, for listening to today's episode of the CotAcasT. Be sure to follow and subscribe. Thanks again, and we'll be seeing you soon. I kind of lost the script there for a second.